And so this is going to be Hannah's 6-month update. I haven't done an update on Hannah in a very, very long time, so I thought I'd make one today while I had a little bit of extra time. Most of the time on my days off, I spend it either doing laundry, cleaning, making Hannah's baby food, or I usually call for a cooler and set all that stuff up, and I do a lot of things on my days off. So but today I was like, well, I've just got to make a video about Hannah because with Ella, I did a lot of videos, a lot of updates with her, and so I want to have this for her when she gets older so that she can know like what she was doing and how she was developing and all that. So anyways, but Hannah turned 6 months old on the 19th of December. She'll actually be 7 months old in a week. She is still breastfed, and she breastfeeds at night, and most of the other times she gets about 5 to 6 bottles a day, because she has a bottle in the morning before she goes to daycare, and then about 8:30 she has another bottle. But we have been sending her solid foods in the morning, so she gets the solid food plus she gets the bottle. Then so that's 2. Then she gets 2 more at daycare. Most of the time she gets 3 bottles at daycare. So she gets, so that's 4. And then when she comes home, she gets a bottle. And that's 5. So she gets, that's about 25 ounces she gets in that period of time. And then at nighttime, she breastfeeds. So I have no idea how much she gets then. My guess is between 2 and 3 ounces, though, is what she drinks. Because most of the time, she nurses for a good, like, 10 minutes or so. And then she just falls asleep. And she doesn't wake up during the night. She does sleep through the night. We recently, or I'll tell you guys about that in a minute because it's going kind of off subject. She wears still like 6-month clothes and 6 to 9. It really depends on like how the clothes are made. The ones at Target by like Carter's, they run pretty small. The 6-month pants are like super tight on her. She's got these, the only fat she has on her body is these little chunky thighs. The last time we went to the doctor, she weighed 13 pounds and 4 ounces. And so she's a tiny baby just like Ella. She's following along about the growth of Ella. She's 24.5 inches, I think. So she's a little longer than what Ella was. So she's a little, I guess, taller. Anyways, she's still in a size 2 diaper, but we thought about moving her to a size 3 because she just blows out all her diapers, which Ella never did that. She would come home from daycare and she'd still be in the same outfit that she went in with. But she could have 3 outfit changes in a day. So I have to send, nearly every day, I have to send at least 3 changes of clothes. So I have all these like sleepers and things that were given to us, or things that Ella wore and wore out, and so those are the kind of things that I send. So she gets, most of the time she gets put in a sleeper, and the daycare lady that takes care of her, she's like, well, you know, I always tell Hannah that she's a baby when she gets put in one of these sleepers, and because most of the time all the other kids her age are like dressed in like pants and a shirt and stuff. But anyways, but I just don't send pants and a shirt, like extra outfits like that, because I don't want them to get mixed up or lost or whatever. And I figure if it's just a sleeper that gets lost, it's, who cares, you know, because it was something that was worn out, stained, or something like that. Like I always send things to daycare that I don't really care about, because if they do lose it, it's not like, oh no, it had some value to it, or, you know. So anyways, and then as far as developmentally, she's sitting up now. She sits up and she rocks back and forth like this, and then all of a sudden she'll like fall over. Like if you've seen the checkup video that Ella was doing a checkup on her, and she fell over like twice. And the funny thing is I did not know that Ella had the strength to pick her up. When she fell over, she picked her up. I didn't know she had the strength to do that, so that surprised me. That's the first time she's ever done that. And now that I know that she can do that, I'm a little leery about even leaving her for a second, turning my back for a second on her, because I don't know what she would do. And she coos a lot. She says mama, she says nene, and that's about it. Ella's first word was dada, so Hannah's first word was mama, And I was like thrilled because usually, you know, they say dada first because that's what they can, I think it's like, or whatever it is that they can make out, I guess. So anyway, so she said mama first, and then she says na 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 as well. And then she also, it's funny because like if she's trying to get your attention, she'll just start screaming. If she sees you, she'll just start screaming like, hey, I'm over here. I need to be fed. I need to be changed. And not like a crying scream, but a ha 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 kind of screaming. So anyways, but so she's just a fun baby. I don't remember Ella doing these things. I'm pretty sure she did, but I just don't remember her doing these kind of things. Sorry, my computer screen keeps going off, so every time you see it going dark, it's my computer screen going off. Anyways, but she also likes to play with toys. She loves rattles. She'll like shake rattles all day long if you let her. She puts everything in her mouth. Anything that is there, it goes in her mouth. So you have to watch what, you know, what she grabs and stuff, because she grabs at stuff. And Ella never did that. She was like a calm baby. Like if you gave her a toy, she'd look at it. She just pretty much, you know, she didn't really like toys. But Hannah loves toys. She rattles her rattles. Those are her favorites. And then she also has like this little caterpillar that she likes to put in her mouth too. She likes this little book that makes like a crunchy noise. She likes that. She likes a lot of things that make noise. Like if you press this button, it makes noises. These are her toys that she got for Christmas, and she likes those too. The little mirror, and then the little train. She likes the little train. And this is like a bag of toys that was Ella's when she was a baby, and I just pulled them out. She loves the drums. She'll actually take her hand and hit the drums, which Ella never did that. There's so many things that she does with toys that Ella would never do. I mean, Ella just never really took interest in toys, I don't think. She likes this little ball thing. She likes to bop it, and when Ella was a baby, she hated it. She would just cry and scream. She'd scared her to death. And there's this little like butterfly thing that she hated too. It's under this thing right here. That little butterfly. She hated that butterfly. She would scream every time we turned it on. But Hannah, she could care less about the thing. And then this is her little activity thing. She'll now sit up there and she'll bat at all this stuff. It's just too cute. And of course, she loves her jumperoo. She jumps in that thing and she swings back and forth now in it. And that's the same thing that Ella used to do. Ella loved the jumperoo too, and she would swing back and forth in it and just jump and jump and jump. So that's about the only thing that she'll really sit in, as far as like we don't have the bouncer with her anymore because she pulls herself up and sits way up in that bouncer. So we don't have the bouncer anymore. We don't use that with her. But sometimes I'll use like the Bombo or the Boppy with her, because sometimes she's a little wobbly and she just falls over, especially like if I'm trying to pump and also watch her at the same time. I have a Boppy or something behind her just in case she does fall, that she's not like completely flat, because she hates laying flat. I've only seen the child roll like maybe once or twice in her life. She's rolled from back to belly. I've never seen her roll from belly to back, in which Ella was the opposite. She rolled first from belly to back and then back to belly. And let's see what else with Hannah. We started solids, just like I was telling you guys. We started solids, and she's tried all kinds of things. She's tried, especially if you've watched my solid video, she's tried zucchinis, bananas, apples, sweet potatoes, squash, what else? Pears, avocados, and I was really surprised that she liked avocados, but she actually ate them. They kind of smelled really earthy-like, so I didn't know if she'd actually eat them. I can't think of the other ones, but she's tried a lot of food. Oh, we're going to try tonight peas. And all her food, I mix it with rice cereal, and usually I try new food on Tuesdays and Fridays or Saturdays. And we try like a veggie and then a fruit, a veggie, then a fruit, veggie, then a fruit. With Ella, we did all veggies first, and then we did all fruits. It's because I had read where you're supposed to start all the veggies first and start with greens and then oranges and then yellows and all that. So we are not actually doing that this time. I've actually it's a veggie, then a fruit, a veggie, then a fruit, then a veggie, and then a fruit. And, you know, like, I don't know, like, I think it's worked better this way, because then she gets something pretty sweet, but then the next week she gets something a little less sweet, and then she gets something really sweet, and then she gets something a little less sweet. So, anyways, but it's worked out really good for us. The first thing we actually tried was rice cereal, and she pretty much liked that, but now we just mix it in. We don't actually give her just rice cereal. We mix it in with all of her food, fruits and vegetables. And I'm actually going by what the Baby Bullet has on there, like their little chart, how many servings of fruit she's supposed to get and how many servings of veggies and cereal and all that stuff. So anyways, she gets 2 meals a day right now of solids. Next week, I think I'm going to try 3 meals just to see how she does with it. I haven't tried a sippy cup with her yet. I'm going to try to do that here in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to try a sippy cup with her. Let's see what else. And then the last thing I was going to tell you guys about was we did take her to the doctor for her 6-month checkup. At the time, she was 12, and she was 24.5 inches, I think, at that time. And she had an ear infection, so she was not able to get her shots. And so we took her back 3 weeks later. She still had an ear infection, and that was like last Sunday, like a week from this past Sunday. And we didn't have a doctor's appointment until later on in the week, but I just knew something was up because she kept grabbing her ears, and her little ear was bleeding in the inside from where she has been scratching and pulling. So I was like, well, there's definitely still an ear infection there. The antibiotic didn't clear it up. So we went back and she was on amoxicillin, then we went back and we got Augmentin. So hopefully this time it clears it all up. So and the second, like the lady that we saw, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that, she was, I don't know about her, like I didn't really like her as a doctor. I like our doctor, like she's my favorite out of the entire practice, and there's a couple doctors there. There's a couple of the male doctors that I like, but I like our doctor. But this one doctor, like she, I guess, has offended people in the past about her views or something. I don't know, but she just kept saying like, oh, well, you know, ear infections are very common in daycare kids. And then she's like, but not like daycare is really bad or anything. And we're just like, you know, we're not thinking that you're trying to offend us or anything. You know, I know that, you know, ear infections are pretty common in daycare kids because they get sick, the drainage gets back there, and then there you go. And they get sick a lot. So yes, ear infections are common. But she didn't like want to offend us, and she kept like, you know, because she's like, oh, my kids were all daycare kids, they turned out just fine, and and I'm like, don't worry, you're not offending us. Wouldn't care about your view anyways, because this is what works for us, you know. And then there's something else she said. Oh yeah, she was telling us that, like, I told her that, you know, Hannah was breastfed. And she was telling me, you know, not to like lay her flat when I breastfeed her, to like, you know, hold her up like this. And some days she is like laying flat on my lap when she breastfeeds. So now I'm trying to like, you know, cradle her and get her to breastfeed that way. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But she was saying, she's like, well, is she waking up during the night? Because she's not supposed to be waking up during the night now. She's supposed to be sleeping through the night. And I'm like, well, you know, there's some kids that are out there that they're breastfed and they still wake up during the night to breastfeed, and that's okay. Like it's not a bad thing. But she just made it out like it was a bad thing, and so I don't know, I can see where she probably like offended people in the past, like parents in the past. So definitely won't be going back to her. Just didn't really, she like kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Anyways, I think that's it for as far as her update. It's like 14 minutes long, so I'm not going to sit here and jabber the whole time. If you have any questions for me, let me know, and thanks for watching.